Hello students, welcome back to English with MemA. Today we are talk about the perfect tense. I know they can be tricky, but don't worry, I am here to help. First off, let's talk about tense versus aspect. Tense tells us when something happens, while aspect gives us more information about the action itself. When we use the perfect aspect, we are looking back from one point in one time to another. Now let's talk about how to form the perfect tense. It's not too complicated, I promise. From the present perfect simple and past perfect simple, we use have or has, followed by past participle. For example, I have been to London. Negative sentences are formed by adding not after have, has, or had. Questions are formed by inverting the subject and have, has, or had. In the future perfect simple, we use will have followed by past participle. For example, I will have been to London. In casual speech, we often use contractions like I've, she's instead of I have or she has. Now let's talk about when we use the perfect tense. First off, we use them to talk about life experiences. For example, I have been to London. This means I went to London at some point before now. We also use them to unfinished states and actions. For example, I have lived in Manchester for 5 years. This means I start living in Manchester 5 years ago and still do. Lastly, we use them to talk about consequences. For example, I have been out every night this week, so I am really tired today. This means I went out every night this week and now I am tired. And that's it for today's lesson on the perfect tense. If you want more practice, then you can check out in the description box and see you for another lesson.